Today, we have with us Mr. Kim Puthkiry. Mr. Kim Puthkiry is an entrepreneur, visionary, torchbearer with over 20 years of professional experience in business leadership, supply chain, human capital management, business transformation, and in various industries, including manufacturing, trading, ICT services, retails, and agriculture. Now, let us welcome Mr. Kim right over here. Good day, Mr. Kim.
Good afternoon, sister.
It's
Yep,
good to
nice
have
to see
you
you.
on our Asia Pro Ventures right here. Could you share with us a little bit more about IG Group, please?
Okay, thank you for the question. First of all, I would like to say thank you so much that allow me to be part of the show today, right? So let me tell you a little bit more about IG. In principle, IG stands for income generator. Of course, it's beyond the company name, but it represents our fighting spirit for all of us. So IG is a group of startup, innovation, transformation, education, trading, and agriculture's conglomerate. That we incorporate the IG group itself in Singapore recently, and the whole operation is based in Cambodia to serve the whole region. Of course, IG have a big dream to create, an impact ecosystem and to be part of that. Usually we empower the formal and informal economy community, right? To generate the social impact of economy developments through the establishing the readiness of the rural area to be synergized, with the urban one by ensuring the digital transformation is in place in order to enable the humanity being ready for the automation and the industry revolution 4.0. By doing that, IG believe that we can transform, right, people from the developing region to become the driving economy factor of the entire world. And in particularly, right, to align with the globalization, digital world, post-COVID, IG vision is very clear to support any other new collective capitalism and also the economy of the inclusion as a whole. This is all about IG. Thank you.
That is very good. I believe IG vision to support new collective capitalism and the economy will be great. Now, Mr. Kim,
Right.
what do you think are the current challenges that Cambodia is facing right now?
Okay, that is quite good questions. By right, to my own observation and also the self reflections to what why reason IG is exists. Let me put in this way to elaborate more. Right, through our long history, the greatness and also downfall revival, I can say that Cambodia has been facing three major challenging problems that require the young generation like us to be more to pay attention more and also take actions. The problem number one, I can say that we are lacking a high tax development and innovation to leverage our young talented people to expedite right the social economy developments, but in which most of them are on property side, hospitality, and also the F&B or with less tax workers business. And number two, of course, Cambodia, a small nation. The whole population is around 17 million only. And we are frequently overlooked, as one of the best test bed technology, business innovation, and developments. And yet, the majority of the whole population itself are very young and dynamic that we are ready to adopt with the new technology and as new services. Number three, we can say that the talented people are often overlooked and exploited in any other business environments by limiting themselves, from unleashing their potential, limiting themselves, by unleashing the share of benefit, share of void, and share of growth in the future. You know what I can say? Cambodia used to be the empire 1,000 years ago, right? Why we cannot make Cambodia great again, right? Everyone can do. Why not Cambodia? So that's the reason IG come up with our own initiative. We are limitless. It means everyone need to challenge the limit. in order to grow further and compete in the region. So these, in summary, are the three major challenges that considered as the mission that IG exists to accomplish. Yeah.
Right, Mr. Kim. We have heard about the challenges from you. Do you foresee any forms of solutions for all these challenges that you have mentioned earlier on?
All right. To what I mentioned earlier, of course, the problem is identified, right? We need to find a way how to come up with a solution to overcome and remedy all those challenges. As I mentioned earlier, right, Cambodia used to be empire. If we study deeply about our own history, of course, we have very strong inspiration to come up with strong why we need to do this and why we need to do that. So from IG's context, we come up with our own philosophy that Cambodia back to empire. It means, serving the community first and then, success later on. It's kind of the inspiration and the fighting spirit that we need to push and pull, right? To engage with the next generation to be part of the IG mission in order to accomplish that. We come up with the 3D strategy, right, to settle all those mentioned challenges. So what 3D means? The first D stands for digitization. It means we focus the way how to innovate the process through the technology. The second D stands for digitalization. It means when the technology is in place, how we can transform through the technology to make the value impact the people or the community. And of course, now we talk about digital world, right? So when we have a technology and we have a platform that transform the people and the business itself, ultimate goal we can generate a digital economy to align the digital world. Especially in Cambodia right now, government implement the initiatives Cambodia Go Digital. So by implementing this 3D strategy, of course, we can create an impact ecosystem. That ecosystem not only allow us, to transform the business, but the community as the whole, not only to attract the people, but develop the whole talent pool as well. Not only promoting the business, but enable us, to attract, the high tech investment for Cambodia as a showcase in terms of the tax adoption and create, the future work for the next generation. By right down the line, more than 10 years that IG is implemented this 3D strategy, we can claim that we are very successful implementing that, right? Because we incorporate, the joint ventures with the potential vendor and partner around the world by transfer the technology into kingdom and build the talent pool to be ready, not only support the Cambodian market, but the region as a whole. So until now, we implement the Center of Excellence initiative by doing a joint venture with all potentials a partner by transfer the blockchain, by transfer the Web3 and also the IoT technology, etc. Why we need to implement that? Because we have a strongly belief that we need to create street journey that should be, our big dream or big challenging that IG as well as the next generation need to join hand together to make it happen. SRIT is stand for Siem Reap, Institute Technology. Like I mentioned above, right? Now people talking about digital world. Why Cambodia cannot come up with the initiative to create, our own tax groundwork, right? To prove the world that Cambodian can do. But we need to start small with the big dream. But together, as the partner, as the long-term journey together with all the key stakeholders that involved into this 3D strategy, one day we believe that we can make streets happen. Yeah. Thank you, sister.
Thank you, Mr. Kim. I understand that you have mentioned about one of the challenges earlier on, which is all about talent development. How does IG Group plays a part in talent development?
All right. When we mention about talent development, I believe is a big problem that happen everywhere and happen every organization. No exceptional for IG as well, right? So we have three states. State number one is to attract the talent. Stake number two is to develop the talent. And stake number three, that very critical and very important, is to maintain and retain the talents. From IG context, we understand that very well. That's why we come up with the 4T approach. It means, we need to train the talent to be the qualified, and then we treat the talent well to get trust in order to do whatever that we believe that we can make an impact together. So let me elaborate more about internal program that IG has been implemented until now. The first fundamental program in IG family is CARE. So what CARE stand for? CARE stand for capability, attitude, relationship, and empowerment. So for the newcomer that joining with IG family, of course, they need to challenge themselves. Like I mentioned earlier, we are limitless. So they joining the program of CARE to discover themselves, who they are, what they really want in the future, and how they need to achieve that as a fundamental. So when they graduate CARE, they need to move to the second program that we call YBCT. So YBCT is the entrepreneur journey program. It means when they have a strong foundation in CARE program already, they need to continue to the next program that we call YBCT. And of course, we combine the innovation plus the entrepreneur mindset together into that program. So in shortcut way, we call it as the innopreneur. We enable those engineer guy, we enable those sales people, back office people, right, to have their own idea how to run the business in the future. Because we believe at the moment, people need to grow themselves from the employee to be someone in the future. So if we can do that well, of course, they will see the impact and they see the value, how we treat them well, to what I mentioned about 40 strategy to stay longer with us. And the next program, last but not least, that we are just launching, last year, it's called CIDI. So CIDI program is the new trend of the economy ownership program that we provide, to the technical people that they want to do deeply on the research and develop a new technologies platform that we mentioned about 3D as about earlier. They will own the percentage, right, as part of the business partner with the IG. So you imagine people as the technical guy, right, if they can own something by themselves and get strong support from the company that they are work with, right? So they see that the value is appreciated, and they can see the way how they can grow further together with the company as the long run. So all this kind of program, I can say, is not easy to implement it. We need to implement it from heart. At least we can show our care, our love, to the rest of the team that joining with us. So whatever that we can do, we do it, as the groundwork to ensure that people joining IG, they understand the purpose of love, right? The purpose of life. That's why back to Empire, I mentioned very strong that it's kind of in spirit and fighting, together as a Cambodian in the next move to make it happen.
Impressive, Mr. Kim, I must say, looking at all your programs that are spoken earlier on, the CARE, the YBCT, and the CD program too. All right, Mr. Kim, how do you think that IG Group and you can play an important part or contribute to the income gap of Cambodia?
Wow. This is the big problem, that not only IG as well as the rest of the company that exists in Cambodia try to accomplish it and settle it down, right? When we mentioned about the income gap, so let me backward a little bit to what I just mentioned earlier regarding to the program. It's one of the reasons why IG need to think deeply how to launch that program carefully and make it happen. Because we believe, when people joining with IG as a beginner, they need to transform themselves to be the income generator. It means whatever business or whatever division that they are in, they need to make sure they do the best to generate the revenue. And then we can share some portion, to that team member as the motivation and also the incentive to keep a good job in moving forward. Moving from the income generator, we have the other stage we call, the revenue grower. Through that program that I mentioned, YBCT is kind of the entrepreneur journey. They can propose a new idea, right? A crazy idea that innovative enough, right, to compete in the market, to prove of the concept. We, as the organization, we provide them the fund, we provide them the ecosystem to support, to make sure that idea can commercialize into the market. So if they are success, we can generate the revenue, we can generate more job, right, to the new startup based on that entrepreneur journey to what they propose. This is what I call the revenue grower. The more people they can, make more business, more startup, I mean. So the more revenue that we can create, the more job we can create, right? So the last stage, moving or transform from the revenue grower is the business leader. Like you can see, the structure of the IG group when we show at the beginning. We have the IG tech focus on the technology transformation. We have IG trading. We focus on the import and export and agriculture, etc. We want all of those startup people, right? When they grow from the initial stage to the rapid growth stage, they need to find the new idea how to collaborate with any other potential partner, right? To transform themselves from the startup to be the conglomerate. Then they become the business leader already. So this kind of the very important and critical mission that I myself and also as well as the IG top management try the best to make sure that can happen in place. The more we achieve this kind of mission, the more we can create, the entrepreneur as well as the business leader to fulfill the gap of the income, right? So indirectly, contribute back, to the family of themselves and also to the society as well as the whole country. So I
Right.
believe this is what I can try the best as a Cambodian and also as the founder of IG, right, to ensure everything is in place properly. Thank you.
Right. Mr. Kim, you were mentioning earlier on about covering the income gap and a little bit more about ownership economy.
Right.
Can you help us expand a little bit more about the ownership economy over here?
Okay, fine. Again, ownership economy is the program, right? That we strongly believe when we implement it, either internal of IG itself or external, we believe that we can create, the environment that people are passionate with to put more extra mile, to put more extra effort, to make the dream come true. So back to the program, including CARE, YBCT, or CIDI that we call as a CD, we can empower the internal resource, to own something by themselves. So I believe they will put extra mile when they are free, right, to do what they are passionate with. And of course, as the result, whatever they produce, right, whatever they make it happen, we can utilize that result or their outcome to engage with the other external resources. External resources, I refer to the startup ecosystem. Recently, IG not only grow the internal resources to be the entrepreneur, we also invest into the new startup as well as the seeding investor. So whatever our local or people come up with a new idea, IG we consider to provide them three things. One is the resources in terms of digital transformation. Second is the platform that can connect with our ecosystem. And the third is the way how to commercialize the product to the regional. So that is the ownership economy program that we are launching, to boost further in terms of economy impact by promoting the internal resources and engage with the internal factor as well.
Yes, you've spoken about providing the platform, providing about conceptualizing. Now,
Right.
what about research and development efforts? How do you see in this?
Wow. When talking about the research and development, let me convey the message in that sense, right? Of course, IG Group itself is the local conglomerate that we invest heavily into the tech side because we believe that technology should play a role as the backbone to support the rest of the business entity, right? So I can say more than 10 years down the line, we invest up to 10 million USD in terms of the research and development right? From the fundamental of the technology until the high end of the technology stack. Recently, we can say that we combine it, all the expertise, all the well-known that we have invested through the Center of Excellence by joint venture with any other potential partner around the world, right? To transfer the technology into the kingdom, we come up with the program called IG Development Way. In particularly, a technical people that join IG, they will have a proper way to grow themselves from the normal engineer for both software and hardware to be the world-class engineer. Why we can claim that way? Because we strongly believe what we invest in terms of R&D through the joint venture by getting a technology transfer, right, from over the world, 10 years down the line, that we have a strong foundation enough, right, to build this kind of talent high in kingdom, to be ready for serving the market in Cambodia as well as the region. So that is what we have been done for R&D so far, and we strongly believe that we will utilize that, to support the startup ecosystem that I mentioned earlier. Right, we invested heavily into that already, including the resources, including the platform, and with that best practical allow IG, to have a opportunity to sign up with very famous, tech university either in Cambodia and overseas. And I can say we have two famous tech university downtown to sign up MOU together with IG, and one from Malaysia already until now.
Impressive, I must say. This will definitely help out with the potential future and, of course, the mid and long term investment and development
Right,
opportunities that you're speaking about, Mr. Kim. All right, Mr.
right.
Kim, are you currently looking for any investors or partners for IG Group?
Yes, of course. Why not? Let me address a little bit where we are now and what is the position that we are looking for in terms of the investment, right? We are moving so hard from the startup to the initial stage. Now, everyone agree together that IG need to find the right strategic partner that not only bring the fund but can scale, whatever that IG produce, especially for the IP in terms of technology platform, right? Moving from Cambodian market to the regional or global as the whole. So we are trying so hard to transform again from the initial growth to the rapid growth. So choosing the right partner for us is very critical thing. And I can say from the financial figure standpoint, we evaluate the whole group itself up to 30 million USD, and the group is ready to dilute the share, rank from 20% to 30%. If any other potential investor could understand what IG try to achieve in terms of creating an impact ecosystem, right? Not only to the community that we are in, but indirectly to the country of Cambodia as the whole, to what I mentioned above. And of course, in terms of return on investment, we need to be careful, right? The way how we can return back to the investor. So IPO should be our exit strategy. Either we choose Singapore or Hong Kong or US in the long run. It's why the strategic partner that I mentioned could help us, right, to grow further in terms of business scale ability into the region, plus the exit strategy in terms of IPO in the long run as well. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. And of course, if you're watching our Asia Pro Ventures channel and you would like to get in touch with our Mr. Kim Puthkiry, all you need to do is look at the ticker right below over there. Of course, we have his website and his email address that is on the screen right now. Once again, very much good thank you to Mr. Kim for joining us for being on Asia Pro Ventures. Thank you so much, Mr. Kim. It's such a
Yeah,
great
thank you,
pleasure
Esther.
having
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much. And of course, we hope that you have a good day ahead. Take care.
Yeah, thank you. And Puthkiry Kim from Cambodia, the chairman and founder of IG Group, that have a strong belief, that come up with the philosophy back to empire. So catch me on Asia Pro Venture to find out more why IG Group is the right fit for your investment to make an impact as the ecosystem in Kingdom.